Morning everybody, Stan here from Rocky Creek. Why do I have this pig on my hat? I'm about to explain all that here in today's video. So let's go. Morning guys, Stan here from Rocky Creek. So I just said, why do I got this pig logo on my hat? And so basically the reason for that is because it's my favorite animal on the homestead. You itching yourself on me? Huh? Here, let me help you with that. So my favorite animal by far to raise here on my property are pigs. More specifically this breed. So I'm going to explain to you why that is. Number one reason why I picked Kune Kune is because of their temperament. All the reading and studies that I've done is said that that they are just super docile, to the point that some people have even kept these guys as pets. I don't have these here as pets. Yeah, we thoroughly enjoy them. I can have my back to them like this and have zero worries about them trying to do something to me, where a lot of breeds you can't do that. If anything, they're just curious. The most they might do is chew on my boot or something like that, but they don't push on you. They're not aggressive. Half the time if you scratch on them, they're gonna flop over and want you to give them a belly rub. So a lot of people do have them for sometimes pets because of that. But we have them here because, like I said, my goal is to raise as much food for my family as possible with an understanding of where it's coming from. So their temperament is phenomenal. They are so nice. They're great. They're a great breed of animal. Reason number two that I raise these guys is containment. I don't have to worry about these guys escaping. Some breeds of pigs, they will challenge fencing. You'll hear horror stories about pigs escaping, getting loose, and how hard they are to contain. I have these guys in an area that's about 16 by 50 or 60, somewhere in that nature, with just 3-foot high hog panels, which the only difference between hog panels and cattle panels are they're not as tall and they have smaller slats at the bottom so piglets can't escape out. But these guys never challenge this fence. They don't. The most that they ever push on it for any reason is like old Trouble was doing, is they got an itch and they're scratching their back on it. But I have zero concerns about these guys trying to get out from my property, which is what I was most fearful of on any animal that I've ever raised, because I don't want to be a pest to my neighbors. So the ability to be able to contain them in here without them trying to push their way out or challenging fencing is a huge factor in why I got these guys. The third reason why I chose this breed of pig and why they're my favorite is their size. Most standard feeder pigs that you hear about, or different breeds or commercial bred pigs, they'll get up to 300-400 pounds when they're done. Now these guys, for when they get to their weight that they're going to be processed, they're going to be somewhere between the 150 to 200 pound range, which most likely these two in particular, they're probably going to be around the 160 or so, maybe 180 at the most. So I can handle these guys on my own with their size. So their size was a huge factor in why I wanted to get them. Not only that, but I've had these guys for almost a year. So it's taken that long for them to get to where they're at. Commercial grade pigs or pigs that other people can raise, depend on type, they're at 300 pounds or so within 6 months at the latest. Fourth reason why I wanted to raise Kune Kunes. They do not root, for the most part. So what I mean by that is their noses, if you've noticed, they're a lot shorter than most pigs. They will scratch the surface of the ground. They've maybe gone down an inch or so in some spots, but there are not big ruts. If I had other breeds of pigs in here for a year, this place would be a mess. It'd be holes everywhere and they'd be tearing it all to pieces. These guys are actually designed that you could raise them on pasture. You could have them out grazing just like sheep. One of their main diets is grass. And so that's why I feed them hay, because I don't have fields to put them in. So, they will not tear it up. They end up, you know, they'll push some rocks around, but that is it. So that was a huge factor in me getting these guys. What is up with this breed? They look weird. So that's what most people tell me when they see them. They're like, that's not a pig. So a couple characteristics are, they're covered in hair, obviously, and not many pigs are. So they're actually native to New Zealand. They're a heritage breed pig, which means that they go back to our forefathers. They haven't been bred for commercial manufacturing in terms of like crossbreeding. These are purebred Kune Kunes. I don't have them registered, but the lady I got them from, she provided me all the paperwork if I chose to do so. I'm not here to be a registered breeder, so I wasn't concerned about it. So we have two though. As you saw, the red one, his name's Trouble. The other one, his name is Spots. I picked out Trouble. Trouble's a little bit bigger than Spots. Spots was actually the run of a litter, which would have been what I would have picked. However, my daughter, I try to let her be involved, and she gets excitement out of that, and she just loved Spots here, probably because of how small he was, which isn't a surprise that he's, you know, running a little bit smaller than these guys. So that brings me to my final point. Why do we raise these guys? Like I said, these guys have been brought here for the understanding and the purpose that they're gonna feed our family. Now some people say, how can you do that to an animal so nice, or how can you raise one up knowing that that's where it's gonna end up? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not gonna be a happy day when I take them. It's gonna be tough because these guys are so cool, so sweet, great animals. But I brought them here knowing that they are gonna have a high value with our family, because they're gonna provide me and my family with good food for probably a year or more. And I have an appreciation every time I eat that I know where it came from. I also want my daughter to have that appreciation. So that's how we kind of get through it. And not only that, like I talked about with commercial farming, these guys are gonna live a year or more of a fantastic life compared to being raised in a factory type setting. So we've given them a great life. They've been able to thoroughly enjoy what they've had, and in terms, our family's going to get to enjoy it and have a greater appreciation of how that was raised and where it came from, and that we don't just waste the food, that the food is a valuable commodity, and we need to cherish every bit that we have, and that's what we'll do. So I hope that helps out. I hope that gives you a little understanding about these guys. They're very easy to care for, super sweet. So I just want to share that with you. That's why I have them on my hat, because these are by far, hands down, my favorite animal here on the homestead, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to raise more in the future. So guys, that's going to wrap everything up. I hope that helped you out a little bit about knowing about the types of pigs we have, why we raise them, and why I think they're just the coolest animal that we have. Until we see each other again, y'all be safe, take care of one another, and we'll see you here real soon on the next video. Take care.